with the eye doctor, so 2015 bid.
Yeah, I should get the cataract, because I have a time reading what to repeat, and I can't read the message off.
My problem was the buyer.
Yeah, but I get back to the.
She had money through it.
No, my eye, it's foggy, and so no amount of lens is gonna have fogginess.
No.
Yeah.
So, and one is worse than the other, so it's not like, it's not that bad, but one is fine and the other one's like.
Have you seen your ophthalmologist?
Not the ball, just no,
Let's see.
like golly or something. Well, that's what, my regular eye doctor gave me a referral, I just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
put them off. But I should. get
It happens, I'm sure.
Let's see, so I went to the, no, I went 3 weeks ago to my work, 1 week after the surgery, which was like 4 weeks after the right eye. The right eye, the first time I went was 2030. Last time I went was 2040, so they're worse. And this one was now 2030. But he said that it looks like he has some irritation for me. He just gave me an ointment that I put in every night. So I'm gonna go see him Thursday. When he
So
says,
who did your surgery then?
"Say,
Oh, okay.
But you were in the Jersey, right?
yeah, he's for total eye care.
Just for.
Yeah, then he's a little town in the Midtown, but it's in New Jersey. It's a Trenton, so it's not far.
Good. Good Easter.
This is very good.
Yeah, just my family, I didn't have a big group, just like my family, my mom and my niece, so it was nice. I went to the Phillies game on Thursday.
Oh, that's good.
It's traffic, oh my God. I think I spent literally more time in the soccer than the game. The game was finalized.
I drive the drive.
Chief. Yes, I seriously think that, I mean, as much as I want to go last time, I did sit down. The game, but just so gentle, you know, and I don't mind, like, I made a mistake. Like 6 o'clock games, forget it. You know, like a Sunday.
A lot better.
I love it, Sunday games, you know.
You have anything on?
Like, I'm different things.
No,
There's like no traffic. You buy tickets, it's like, oh, let's just go, you know, and now everything is sold out to traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, yep.
That's when we busy again, too. Is that busy?
It's so good stuff.
I'm so. Well, again, the game I was at, for 2 or 3 errors. People were yelling at kids. Were they, what, they almost blew a 7-run lead.
And it's next one. It's in Greece, is it?
Yeah.
So those some that can go around, there's a this house.
Yeah.
Some roads, actually, as my daughter's going back.
Yeah.
I suppose. Yeah. I think it's a real rivalry now, then if they play in the playoffs, I'll see.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Well, it used to be in that.
Hey, it's good them to discuss.
Then they find.
Especially after the good student last year.
Yes, exactly. So you can see the winners. I mean, in Jersey, it's people just know. I mean, some people work in New York, but
Yeah.
I did it.
So for a long time, like Saturday, it's on Saturday, so it's here when I need to get married here, maybe 5. So that's what I get.
Yeah, that's why. Oh, hi.
call the April Township Board of Supervisors meeting for order, please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Board met in executive session, to discuss matters of real estate and litigation. Announcements, Kyle.
Approval of the minutes.
Oh, sorry. Missed that. I have a motion to approve the minutes from Monday, March 17th.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from Monday, March 17th, 2025, Board of Supervisors.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, thank you. The annual spring-cleaning flea market will be held on Saturday, May 4th at the Township Building here. For more information on these events, please visit warwickrec.com. And one other announcement is the recreation station playground is swimming along very well. That's the playground here at the Township Building. It's anticipated it will be open to the public in time for Memorial Day.
And citizens comment, we have two, TJ Coates.
Good evening, TJ Rosen, Senator Approved. I'm here tonight representing PA Kids Fest, a 501c3 nonprofit, serve children across Pennsylvania, started right here in Warwick Township. We provide free school supplies and tutoring for children on state assistance programs such as medical assistance, SNAP, WIC, and free or reduced price lunch, and educational support for children diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, Down syndrome, or dyslexia. We are exploring the possibility of hosting a weekly summer farmers market at 2235 York Road, the rear of the property behind Action Karate. We've already talked to the owner, he's approved it, he's having some issues with some of the permits in the area. So the site is zone C2, the proposed market would take place on Sundays from June 8th through July 27th, running from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Opposite day of the Town Farmers Market. At this time, we are seeking your advice and guidance on how to move forward with this idea within the township's ordinances. We understand that there's currently a 14-day maximum for specialty sales events. And having talked to the zoning officer, we'd be grateful for your input on whether it would be possible to seek a variance or if filing 4 separate permits is a more appropriate route. Our plan includes up to 60 vendor spaces, each 10 by 10 tents. The vendor area is roughly 23,000 square feet, so it's more than enough space. Maximum of 6 food trucks, all of whom would be required to provide appropriate licenses and health permits. And parking would be handled using the business parking lot, which is not in use on Sundays as all businesses are closed. And additional rear parking in the rear as needed. We genuinely see this as an opportunity to support Warwick's vision of fostering a village-centered community atmosphere. The goal we know the township has pursued for many years. Much like Doylestown's farmer market has become a well-known attraction, we believe Warwick has the potential to offer something similarly special to its residents. To further serve the community, we'd like to offer, if we can get this done, 1 free vendor table each of the Warwick Township Fire Company, Police Department, Central Bucks EMS, and the township to promote events, safety initiatives, and volunteer recruitment. All proceeds from the market will directly benefit PA Kids Fest's programs for children in need across the region, especially in the Central Bucks area. And we have a lot of students first hearing from CBSD. I spoke earlier today, as I said, with the zoning officer, who mentioned that a conversation with Kyle and the supervisors may help clarify this. And we wanted to know what you're bringing up for the processes.
I have a couple questions for you.
Yeah.
So, you're calling this a farmer's market, is this limited to grown products or?
Local leading product. There'll be a couple vendors that are representing nonprofits in the area. Not gonna be like knives for sale, like servants or something. It'd be like kids appropriate material, they'll be going up for fall.
So it will go beyond just produce.
Just things, farm-related items and kid-related items.
And what were the dates you were trying to?
So it would be Sundays, June 8th through July 27th. So, and everything there would be either kid related, nonprofit related, or farm related. So, like, we're not gonna have interesting windows there.
Okay, I would suggest that you work with closely with Kyle. And, we obviously have zoning requirements and,
Yeah, the big issue that the zoning officer wasn't sure of is the specialty sales permit is limited to a 14-day maximum. So we're not sure if we need the supervisors to give us an extension on that 14-day, or if we need to fill out 4 separate permits, because 2 weeks would cover half of them every 2 weeks, or what we have to do, because
I think probably the first thing is to continue your dialogue. Bring Kyle into it, you're gonna wanna have a plan, where your parking's gonna be, how you're gonna set it
we have
up,
all that drawn up.
where your restrooms are, all that kind of thing.
I can email them to you.
And,
Yeah,
Then they'll have a little bit more to go.
I think a meeting would be appropriate, so officer myself and yourself.
Okay. Yeah, because with the way I was reading the ordinances, I'm like, well, we don't really have an ordinance for this. Like, surprisingly, we have an ordinance for everything but this. So, but thank you, I'll set up a meeting.
Very well, thank you. Barbara, oh, I'm sorry.
I was gonna ask if you James, who's gonna bring a bottom bar, if you're gonna bring that novelties down, the peanut butter people.
Hey, why not? I mean, I would love to have the new ice
It's
cream.
my favorite peanut butter.
I'd like to have the new ice cream business there.
Thank you for your work.
However, Stony Brook. Got a couple issues on Stony Brook, some of which I'm sure you're aware. Probably getting that onto. Meeting rumble strips. I know it's been a subject, prior meetings. Not really here to talk about that, it's still an issue. Steve in particular. I lived at the bend after the bill. Our neighbor had open door back there. As she was getting it out, something's going so fast coming up there from the strips. I could hear it in my house. This past weekend, we had an additional issue where there's 4-wheelers up and down the street. Probably about an hour and a half of it on Saturday. And shorter time on Sunday. Can't tell you if they're street legal or not, just 4-wheelers. I couldn't see them well enough to know whether or not they had any kind of tag on. Definitely not kids driving. Definitely like young adults. But I just want to bring it up. It's a good time to do it. Forget it. Summer. It's not going to get it.
Well, we have a question, when you say four, talk about like the quad units, the big wheels. Okay.
All right.
Did you call the police when you-
Waiting for the first guy, when he went down the street on Saturday, I thought he was just like transporting his van. Then he came back up. Then it happened 2 more times. I was on my lawnmower. I just didn't get off the lawnmower.
Okay.
There was a one-shot deal. Sunday, same thing happened. But I was on.
So much fun on Saturday, then
Yeah,
get back to
just pick that up.
Was there only one, or was there traveling
There
together?
was one initially on Saturday, the last that I saw, there was 2
Together?
together, one right behind him. So, I have no idea like where they started or where they ended. If you're coming from Turkey Trot, I'm about the 6th house down before the curve. So that's the part of it I saw. I don't know if they came from one of those houses, or they came off of Turkey Trot. I didn't hear them, but I don't know that I would have.
Okay.
All right,
Mark?
thanks.
Okay.
So noted. Please call us.
I will. If it happens again, I'll talk. Thanks.
All right. Management report.
Okay, thank you. First item on the manager's report, concerning hearing board 25-03, 1545 Campus Holdings LLC, which is located at 1545 Campus Drive. They're here for a zoning review. On April of this year, the township received a zoning hearing board application by the applicant. The applicant is pursuing the operation of a youth fast pitch softball training facility within the existing structure. They're requesting zoning relief to allow less than the required parking spaces for a G15 indoor athletic club use. There are 14 existing spaces there currently. Or excuse me, there are 41 existing spaces there currently. The application, as it says, before the Board of Supervisors seeking project review for the zoning hearing board application. Is there somebody here from the applicant? Okay.
Sure, good evening, everyone. Amy Farrell with Captain Stewart with the attorneys for the applicant. We do also have with me this evening, John Foley, who's the managing member of the organization or entity who ultimately operating this facility. Certainly happy to answer any questions that you might have. I would note the use itself is permitted in the zoning district, so there's no relief necessary related to the use. It's the parking calculation that's a little wonky under this ordinance. You pick the higher of the two based on either the number of people that you're anticipating. You're anticipating 50 at a maximum, so we would need 10 parking spaces, or 1 per 50 square feet. And when you do the math that way, it's a little more than 300 parking spaces. So you can see there's a pretty big difference between 10 and 340. This use is very similar to the baseball facility that was previously approved, that operates just across Campus Drive from here. They have a very similar parking variance to what we requested. And actually our percentages are a little better than theirs even. They were granted relief for 54 spaces over a little more than 23,000 square feet, which works out to about 1 space per 430 square feet. We're proposing 41 spaces over about 15,800 square feet. So that's 1 space per 385 square feet. So the ratio is actually even a little better than what they provided. Our understanding is there have not been any issues at that site with respect to parking or any other activities, and very similar use to that. We will, as part of the zoning hearing board presentation, have a parking expert with us who will testify for their comfort. We're certainly happy to answer any questions that you might have.
No questions, John.
I don't have any questions.
Okay. It feels like it's gonna be a little tight when you already right from the get-go was, project 50 people. Plus third-party cleaners and maintenance people or whatever. But I understand what you're saying as far as the other athletic facilities and whatever stuff.
Well, the other thing I would note is that 50 people, that's everybody that's on site at one time. That's coaches and kids. This is a youth facility, so those kids aren't all generally driving themselves, right? Most of them are coming multiples to a car. I say with my kids whenever I get the opportunity. So, we're anticipating that, much like that adjoining facility. And again, that one's even larger and has less parking in terms of the ratio. We're 10, 15, 20 cars at any given time is what you generally would expect for a facility.
Well, I'd like to make a motion that the board remain neutral, allow this to go to the zoning board, but if the zoning board decides to approve that they put a condition on the approval that if there's any change in use from fast pitch softball, that we have to come back to the
Second.
all in favor?
Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Next item on the agenda is the treasurer's report for March. For the month of March 2025, revenues outpaced expenditures by $1,668,278. Real estate transfers posted $47,509. Building permits posted $28,767. Earned income tax posted $278,278, and local service tax posted $4,446. Fund balances for March are as follows, subject to audit. General fund, $14,416,690. Firehouse and equipment, $1,744,586. Road machinery, $90,821. Capital projects fund, $320,587. Highway 8 fund, $466,517. Parks and Recreation, $827,758. Parks and Recreation Capital, $127,693, and Capital Reserve, $89,586, for a total of $18,084,238.
Any questions, Michael?
No questions.
Robin?
Question.
Make a motion that we approve the treasurer's report for March 2025.
Second,
I'll approve that subject to board. All in favor? Aye.
Next item is bill payments. Request approval of the bill payments for April 7th, totaling $1,337,749.08, and for April 21st, totaling $119,717.63, subject to audit. The April 7th bill payments contains the Warwick Township Fire Company LSA grant payment of $1 million. So that's where you see, actually going back to the treasurer's report, how we brought in the 1.6 million, 1 million is the grant coming in, and then through the bill payments, 1 million is the payment going out to the company that's building their new ladder truck. The way that grant worked is that they wrote the grant, but the township is technically had to be the applicant for it. So that's why we have to receive the money and then we got as like a pass through.
Michael, any questions?
Not on the bill payments, but on when do we expect to deliver the fire truck?
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
That's fast.
That's actually fast.
That's fast for a fire truck.
Make a motion that we approve bill payments for 4/7/2025, subject to audit.
second,
All in favor? Aye.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Mayor?
I have nothing to report this evening, Mr. Chairman.
Engineer's report.
I have two things for you tonight. The first one is regarding land development number 14-04. It's escrow release number 1. It's for the sailor recommending the reduction in their financial security in the amount of $238,745.
Michael, any questions?
Okay.
Can I have a motion?
Make a motion that we approve LD 14-04, the single Costa subdivision, escrow release number 1.
Can I have a second? All in favor? Aye.
Second item is escrow release number 4 for the land development number 19-02, which is otherwise known as the Shihadeh development. We are recommending the reduction in their financial security in the amount of $163,207.
Any questions? Can I have a motion?
Make a motion that we approve LD 19-02, Stony Road, escrow release number 4.
Second,
All in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Any old business, Mike?
None.
Robin? Okay. New business, Michael?
None.
Robin? Okay. Public comment? Seeing none, I'll take motion for adjournment.
Make a motion that we adjourn.
second.
See you next month.
The next